Welcome back. Time now for the CTV Environmental Watch. Here's your presenter, Dennis Springer.
Welcome to the segment of the news where we look at global warming and climate change. On Wednesday, we looked at drought and the devastating effect it can have on the economy of a country during the period of that drought and their after effects when the rain finally arrives. We pointed out that it takes a long time for farmers and the rest of the populace to recover from a bout of drought. The reason is simply that the land has to recover, and any damage done to agricultural products take time for farmers to begin to produce sufficient food for the economy. One of the major problems economically that the country has to face is that vast amount of food that has to be imported, thereby severely affecting our balance of payment, because we are importing far more food than necessary than we are exporting, as it will take time because of the recovery process of the land and what is being grown. Some of the measures that government can take to mitigate the effects of a severe drought is that there should be the subsidization process for all house owners who are prepared to put 2 or 3 water tanks on their premises. Further to that, VAT should be removed immediately on water tanks. In effect, government should litigate that all new houses of a certain dimension should have its own rain depositors, so that in the time of rain, this can be seen as a catchment process. Further to that, the time has come when all farmers should be helped to have some form of drip irrigation on their farms. I also believe that they should also have greenhouses so that there will be a rotation of crops, which again will help the soil. Legislation must be severe on anyone found cutting down on slope areas for the planting of bananas or otherwise. The idea of willfully cutting trees on slope areas should be a culpable offense and a severe fine implemented. Government must make a great effort to protect the rivers and other catchment areas that are used as sources of drinking water. Once again, a heavy fine should be imposed on those who willfully break the law, especially those who wash their cars in rivers, more so during a drought period. I am of the view that the government must also make every effort to build more dams around the country so that more water can be stored. What we are seeing during the rainy season is that an abundance of water run off to sea. This, in my view, is sacrilege. Global warming and climate change now demands that every country, large or small, developing or underdeveloped, rich or poor, put some measures in place to combat those twin peaks of global warming and climate change that I speak about. There are many other measures that government can take, but the will must be there. One question I would like to ask the government: should a drought suddenly hit us this year, if the 5-year cycle becomes a reality, what measures do they have in place to combat a shortage of water, bearing in mind that the desilting of the John Compton Dam has not even begun? Remember, that would be happening when our tourism sector is seeing a healthy improvement and thereby bringing in some help for our foreign earnings, both to the government and the people of St. Lucia. I therefore say to the government that the procrastination should stop and every effort to be made expeditiously to alleviate any problems that may pursue should a drought occur. Remember, ladies and gentlemen of the government, that the tide and time waits for no man.
And with that, we've come to the end of the CTV Evening News. Coming up next, head-to-head with Ulbuske and Dennis Springer. I'm Valentine Dantes. Do have a good night.